You guys remember this guy? Who in here remembers this guy? Man, I idolized this man like you wouldn't believe. Michael Jordan, quite possibly the best player ever in history. I still think so anyway. Do you remember, who remembers this shot? What's going on here?
Dunk from the foul.
Rob, yeah?
Dunk contest.
Dunk from the foul line, dunk contest, right? Amazing. This guy jumped from the free throw line, 15 feet of just beauty. You know, at 351, you know, I love this picture. When I was a kid, I wanted to be this. And believe me, I believed in my abilities to succeed. But when I walked on the court to get on for high school ball, what do you guys think happened? Not a chance. Why? Who went out for high school sports and like they kind of said, yeah, nice try. Why did you do that? In Provo High, where I went, okay, the teams were already made before anyone even showed up. They were the popular kids. They were the kids that were affluent. They had money. Their parents were prestigious people in the community. Those were the guys that were on the basketball team. You know, it doesn't matter if I could jump from the free throw line and dunk, which I couldn't do. I tried. It didn't matter because they were already picked, and so what that told me is I'm not good enough. You know, I'll go play blacktop ball and do all that fun stuff. Yeah? But that was the first sign of rejection. It's like, you know what, you're not good enough. Well, I knew I really was pretty good. I wasn't great, but I could have been better. But what Addict II Athlete does is it helps you change your belief in your ability to succeed. And what that means is, if I ask you guys right now, who in here thinks they could run a marathon? Raise your hands. If you think today, right now, you could go run a marathon. Awesome. How come the whole room didn't raise their arms? Why didn't you raise your hand?
Because I've never tried it.
You never tried it. Who told you you couldn't do it? Nobody. You just believe that, you know what, I don't think I can. It might take you a whole heck of a lot longer than someone back there has done it, but you could do it right now. If your life depended on it, they're like, you know, we're going to shoot you where you stand. If you don't finish this 26.2 miles, you'd be like, all right, here I go. You might have to walk a little bit, but you do it, right? But see, none of us get in that mindset that we can do these kind of things because we've been told, no, we can't. That's something we buy into. We buy into these lies that we can't do things, when really, it's our own thought process. What Addict II Athlete does is it helps you understand that you can succeed at this stuff. We view problems as tasks to be mastered, right? It's kind of like last night. She didn't know she could be running 8 miles. She had no idea. She started off going to run 3, and all of a sudden she's like, wait a minute, these miles are a lot longer than the ones I've been running in Salt Lake. What the crap's going on? Right? And I'm like, oh, you're at 6.5. What? You know? She mastered something she didn't think she could do. But that's just not you. That's in group too, right? Maybe you guys have been in a group process session or something, and something kind of hurts comes up, and you're like, I'm not going to really process that stuff about my dad because I'm not going to go there tonight, right? And we tell ourselves, I can't do this. And that's what happens, is that stops the therapy process. That step forward stops. I can't start talking to these people. I can't talk about the nature of my wrongs, because if I do that, people aren't going to like me. I'm going to stay away from that, right? We tell ourselves we can't do it. There are people that have successfully completed step forward. You guys know this? There really are, you know? But a lot of people get stuck in that. We develop deeper interest in our activities. And what that is we may be running a 5K, 10K, we may be playing basketball, okay? But we're not doing that for anyone else but ourselves, you know? Addict II Athletes, we're never going to compete with one another, you know? We're not going to, try to dead sprint people to the line, or we're not going to, I hope that this program doesn't get big enough to where we're actually in a basketball league together. We have to play against each other, because that would suck, you know? Because we're in it together, you know? We do deeper interest. The basketball team we had this year down in Utah County, it was interesting. We had all these guys walk onto the basketball court, you know, Addict II Athlete shirts on, and they're walking into City League. What do you guys think the muggles, the guys that don't use, thought of when they saw these tattooed guys coming in with Addict II Athlete on their shirts? What do you guys think they thought?
Big members. You're strong.
Exactly. Oh, man. And you know what I saw them do? Like these muggles, these teams of guys, they start trying to piss them off. You know, they'd start throwing more elbows or something, or they'd start trying to get in their heads. The thing they didn't understand is they just kicked addiction. There's nothing you can say, nothing you can do is going to get into my head because I am that strong. And what I saw was those guys that were trying to tick them off, they ended up reversing on them. They knew they couldn't frustrate them, you know? And then all of a sudden now they're starting to yell at the refs, hey, how come you're not calling any fouls and stuff? And then they were out of the game. When we huddle, very seldom do we say, you know what, I need you to shoot more free throws. You know what, I need you to do this. What we did was, okay guys, break it down here. What's happening? How come this isn't getting strong? What's going on with us? Where are we? You know, we were group processing in our huddle. We're talking about emotions and how that make you feel when he gets mad at you, you know. And I loved it because, you know, they get back on the court and they'd come together. Now our first season at basketball, it didn't go very well because there were a bunch of guys trying to learn how to play against each other. But towards the end, you should have seen us. I mean, we went pretty close to being done at the end, you know. We may have lost games, but we didn't lose anything, guys, really. Every time we lost, we came another, you know, with a victory because there's a bunch of guys that would probably be out using if they weren't here on the court, you know. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. It forms a stronger sense of commitment. When you guys join Addict to Athlete, you know, you're committing yourself to change. If you decide you want to purchase one of our amazing, awesome shirts, which is only, you know, $15, you're wearing a uniform. You're representing something. When those guys walked on the basketball court, Addict to Athlete, they were saying, this is what I used to be, this is who I am. You know, it's kind of like in the military. When you're wearing your uniform, people respect you. You respect yourself. You don't do stupid things, you know, in your uniform. It's kind of like this. I've had people come on and they've relapsed and stuff, and they literally take their shirts off and say, I'm going to be done with this for a while because I don't deserve to wear it. You know, that's how much passion these guys get about this kind of stuff. And then, you know what? We recover quickly from setbacks and disappointments. Now, I'm not stupid. There are going to be some people that relapse in this program, okay? But it's not the relapse, it's what you do with it. If you're hiding it, if you're withdrawing, we've had athletes that have completely fallen off the horse, and they just disappear. We're like, well, what's so-and-so? And because we don't know, we start making stuff up. Man, maybe he started using it again, you know what? I heard he was party the other night, you know? And we're making all this stuff up. And then when they find out we're talking about them, they get pissed. They come back and say, what are you guys talking about? Spreading rumors. We're like, well, dude, you're not telling us, so we're going to guess, and we're probably going to guess wrong. Okay? What this does is if you have a setback, oh, well, I have an athlete that, and I was the coach of the basketball team. We had athletes, and some of them are here today, I might share this with you, that relapsed during the middle of our season. Okay? And in the moment, I said, you know what, man, you've relapsed and stuff. I need to show you that when you use, you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting our team. So I'm going to need you to come onto the game anyway, but you're going to be benched. I'm not going to play tonight, man? That kind of sucks, you know? But they all came. That happened 3 times. And each time the athletes came and they sat down on the bench and cheered their team on. That, from what I've heard from them, was the hardest thing to do. More so than telling their parents they had screwed up, their spouse, their what have you. Sitting in there watching their team struggle, needing them, and not being able to play because they chose to do something different. It was like, I'm letting a lot of people down. I can't do this anymore. They start seeing in natural time, natural consequences. And it worked really well. And the ones that went through that experience got stronger. And I'm here to tell you, I'm glad it happened to them. I'm glad they used. I'm glad they screwed up. Because they learned something powerful from it.